It's all right. It's okay, Mr. Committee. You can turn your camera off now. Just Madhav earned his master's degree in construction at ASU, and then also a master's in public administration, focusing on urban management. Previous to ADOT, Madhav worked for Granite Construction, and then he worked about 13 years in what was then known as the Phoenix Construction District, administering a variety of projects, including the original I-10-303 traffic interchange. Also worked on design build projects as a senior resident engineer. He's currently a transportation manager in the project management group, where he's been the last few years. He's a registered civil engineer in Arizona. And welcome, Madhav.
Thank you, Steve. Good morning, everyone. Today's my presentation is about I-10 project. As a part of this presentation, I'm going to give you a brief overview of our project and what to expect during construction. So let me share my screen. Okay, so I hope everyone can see my screen.
Yes.
Again, thank you for allowing me to present this project. Just a general overview, the major scope of this project is to have one lane in the median of I-10 in both direction. The project is entirely located within the city of Buckeye. And also, we are going to do complete reconstruction of the existing traffic interchanges at Miller Road and Watson Road. The prime designer on this project is Kimley Hahn and Associates. They did this study and the final design for this project. Last month, our State Transportation Board awarded this project to FNF Construction, and the contract time is going to start on 23rd of July. The overall duration of this project is 700 calendar days. This is the main line of I-10. You're looking at the picture. The bottom is the existing. So currently, we have 2 lanes of I-10 in each direction with the open median. As a part of this project, we will be doing 1 additional lane. All lanes will be asphalt lanes. And in order to follow our roadway standards, since we have 3 lanes of I-10, little bit in close proximity compared to the previous condition, we will be separating them with temporary concrete barrier that will be installed in its permanent location. The first traffic interchange is the Miller Road traffic interchange. The left picture is the existing. As you can see, this is an old setup, old TI. The configuration is tight diamond. There are several businesses to the south of this traffic interchange. And to the north, there are no residents, but there is a National Guard camp there and a city park. As a part of this project, early on in the study, it was determined that the diverging diamond TI will provide better level of service at this location, and that's what we are doing. So as a part of the new design, we will have a DDI at Miller Road. Similarly, at Watson, we are going to have DDI. The existing conditions are very similar to Miller. Just Watson Road is a lot busier. There are a lot of businesses to the south of I-10, and to the north, there is one subdivision that's being serviced by the TI and the Watson Road. Similarly, here also, we are going to have a DDI. We are looking at a general configuration under the structure at both Miller and Watson. We are going to have 3 lanes in each direction with a shared use path in the median. And for additional safety for traffic as well as pedestrian, there will be a median barrier between the crossovers. So this is a typical lane configuration at both TIs. Also, as a part of this project where we are doing substantial amount of FMS work, MAG was able to program some CMAC money that was used to do this work. As we know, there is no FMS connectivity west of the Perivale TI. And this project will provide that all the way up to SRA-defined I-10 TI. As a part of this project work, we are going to construct a node building at the SRA-defined TI, and we will have CCTV cameras, dynamic message sign structures, wrong detection uh, as a part of the scope of this project. Uh, on the slide at the bottom left, this is the existing what's out there. This is the old design that ADOT used to have, where uh, we used to have 3-inch conduit for FMS and fiber, and they were installed using a trench method. But now ADOT is moving away from that, and we are using 7-way multi-duct. This has been used on multiple ADOT projects, and that will be used here as well, where we are going to have this new conduit installed by plowing operation, and we will blow 188 strand fiber through this conduit. So this will provide the connectivity all the way from TOC up to straight route 85 I-10 TI. On this project, we encountered several challenges. So I like to discuss two major challenges. One was related to right-of-way. As you can see, the picture to the left, this is the Miller Road TI. At Miller Road TI, we had several challenges. We didn't buy any right-of-way on I-10. The I-10 widening is entirely done within the ADOT right-of-way. However, at the TIs, we did had to obtain some TCs and new right-of-way because the footprint of the TI is much bigger than the existing. So here you can see this is the Yuma Road. This Yuma Road provides access to this Burger King and Days Inn. Burger King can have access through this Miller Road as well. But this Yuma Road belongs to ADOT, and long time ago, ADOT allowed this access to remain in place. This access is very close to the exit ramp, and this access does provide direct access to the Days Inn. And as a part of the new design, this access was going to go away. We had to cut off this access because it was not safe, and it will interfere with the operations of the DDI. So we had to give a good access to these businesses, and as a part of that, ADOT did some right-of-way takes, and this is 253rd Avenue, so we had to extend the alignment of 253rd Avenue and construct a brand new Yuma Road to the west and put a cul-de-sac here to give access to the Days Inn business. And since our design, you can see these vacant lots, there are some truck wash and other businesses coming up here as well. So this route will provide access to those. So that was one major challenge, how to provide access. So there was a lot of negotiations between the city and ADOT and our right-of-way agent to make sure that what we are doing is fair and reasonable to these businesses. And after the construction of this project, both Yuma Road and 253rd Avenue will be transferred back or will be given to City of Buckeye so that they will take that in their system. So ADOT won't be responsible for these two streets. The other challenge we had was regarding sound wall. As a part of our noise analysis, it was determined that sound wall is required at 2 new locations, and we have existing sound wall at one location by Sundance, and that existing sound wall was required to be raised by additional 2 feet to meet the the recommendation of the sound analysis. So, but the existing sound wall was constructed by a developer, and City of Buckeye, initially, they were unable to locate the as-built plans because design team wanted to determine, is that sound wall going to handle additional 2 feet? And after a few reviews, it was determined that the drawings that were provided, they were not in good condition. So Kim Lee-hon went and did some geotechnical investigation, and we found out that the wall is not built to ADOT standards by the developer. And also, another challenge was we wanted to limit our dealings with the HOAs, because this new wall belongs to HOA, and how to maintain that new wall, if we have to raise it, how to construct it, we had to get TCs. So this project was on tight schedule, and we all know that that takes time to acquire TC and right away. So early on, we determined that we will construct a brand new wall at all locations, including the existing wall. We won't touch the existing wall, and we will construct a new wall entirely within ADOT's property. And that had a couple of advantages. So now we have a free access to the wall. We were able to provide maintenance crews a good maintenance road behind the wall so that they can maintain the wall. And since the wall is being constructed entirely on ADOT's property, we didn't have to deal with HOAs or other businesses to acquire TCs or any slivers of right of way. So so we had a couple of advantages by following this design. Also, since this job has excess dirt, designer did a good job of designing this wall, and in order to minimize the cost of wall, the wall is being constructed on a berm. So we are looking at the sound wall to the left. That's the existing sound wall. So we will have our new sound wall in front of that wall. And to the top left, where we do not have a wall, we will have brand new wall as well. The other challenge we had was utilities. There are several utilities at Miller and Watson. This is an old intersection where a lot of utilities are present. Most of the utilities were able to relocate. However, we had one situation with APS where they had these huge walls in the travel lanes that what they were allowed to be in place long time ago. And so early on, it was we had a discussion with APS how we going to relocate those walls. Later, we found out from APS that these walls they provide power not only to the south businesses, but to the north subdivision, especially at Watson. And they told us they do not have any redundancy. In addition to that, APS has a new requirement that they are not to touch live energized cables, even if for small relocation or to lower them. They used to do that before, but because of a fatality that happened recently, they told us that they're not going to touch it. Unless they have redundancy provided to those businesses, because in order to do that, those residents will be out of power for extended duration of the time. So that was the big challenge, how to manage these walls, because we do not want to have these walls in the travel lanes, because if they had to access for emergency purposes, we do not want to have the operations of the TI being interfered by crews closing the lane of the DDI and trying to access this. So we had to manage how to handle that. At that time, the option that APS was pursuing was to have overhead power line to provide that redundancy, so that they can come back and lower their cables to clear the conflict with our storm drain, the new storm drain that's being installed at these locations. And that plan also ran into problem because north of the I-10, most of the land belonged to flood control. And in order to get easements and TCEs, the time duration that was given to them was very long, and it was not just going to work with our construction schedule. So ADOT Utility Group really helped us, and in preparing a utility agreement, and designer Emily Hahn did a really good job of revising the configuration of this DDI. And as a part of this reconfiguration, what they did was they pushed the northbound lanes 12 feet out so that you can see this wall goes in the median island. And at the north of the GI, they pushed the crossover approximately 40 feet to the north, and that helped to get the other wall outside the travel lanes. So that was a good compromise, good win-win solution that helped the project team to move forward, because time-wise, it was just not going to work out regarding the relocation of this. So during construction, this relocation will happen when our contractor installs a brand new power cables for APS, and then they will come back and de-energize those, and our contractor will clear the conflict. So on and all, it was good team effort between ADOT, Kimley Hahn, and APS, and this helped us to move forward. As you can see, this picture shows this is the retaining wall. The top picture is just an example, but the bottom picture is the existing condition. This is the slope. So when we push the lane 12 feet out, you have to contain that slope. And since right away takes time to acquire, we made a decision. We're not going to go and buy an right away again. Whatever right away we have to stay within that footprint. And that's why we are constructing this retaining soldier pile retaining wall. And that helps us to contain that dirt. And because there is a quite a bit elevation difference between the Watson Road and the top where those businesses are. Now, what to expect during construction? This is a major project, 700 calendar days. The contract time is going to start very soon. Very early on, we had extensive discussion with ADOT Construction District and City of Buckeye, because City of Buckeye was very clear that they want as less as possible full closures, since Miller and Watson, they provide access to Buckeye. So there are only 2 or 3 accesses, Verado, Miller, and Watson, and most of their businesses are at Watson and Miller. So early on, we had a lot of discussion starting from the study phase with construction district and City of Buckeye to determine what's the best phasing possible. And this is the phasing plan that we came up with. Contractor can modify the phasing plan, but some of the requirement that contractor must do, we already solidified them and put them in the spec. That way they cannot change it. And as a part of the early work, we had to do the Yuma Road and 253rd Avenue because of these businesses, this access was going to get cut off, and we did not want to have to deal with that. So the first line of work is they had to construct 253rd Avenue and Yuma Road before they even start working on the TI. Once that access is established, then the construction work at the TI will start. And City of Buckeye early on told us that Miller Road is not capable to handle the detour traffic. So the first TI that contractor going to work is Miller Road, not Watson. So we have very strict spec requirement, what contractor can do and cannot do. And this was all agreed early on, working with City of Buckeye and ADOT Construction District. This is a phasing plan for Watson Road, slightly different but similar concept, that we did not want to close the ramps and the cross street at the same time. So this was the phasing plan that we came up with that allows contractor to work while maintaining the access to the businesses to the north, the residents to the north, as well as businesses and residents to the south. As you can see, this TI supports this, provides access to this subdivision, and they do not have any good access if we shut everything down. So we have to manage how we can provide good access to these residents while we are working on the ramps and later cross street. So lot of discussion, lot of rethinking, but in the end we came up with really good plan, I think, which meets everyone's expectations. So as a part of the MOT, we have up to 1.8 million available for contractor in incentives, and this is to meet Buckeye's expectation to do as less as possible full closures. So this is the table from our special provisions, where for each ramp there is a certain duration requirement for full closure, and then for Miller Road, which is cross street, we have 50 days, and for ramps we have 40 days. So contractor cannot close anything beyond these durations that are given in the special provision. So this table is from the special provisions. Also, these are the incentives and the maximum incentives. This is just a table. I put it here to give you all an idea about the magnitude of the incentives and the damages. But this table is supported by very detailed specification that was worked out between project team, Kim Lee Han, construction group, CNS, and construction district to provide really clear direction to the contractor what to expect, when they will qualify for incentives. So we had a pretty detailed and solid spec to back up our incentives and disincentives. The structure phasing, it's nothing unusual about this. This is pretty standard what we do on our highways. It's a two-phase construction. Most of the work on I-10 is not a critical path work. The construction on traffic interchange is critical path, and I-10 work, and these structures are brand new structures at the two TIs. So contractor will be constructing the median structure first, and shifting the traffic on the I-10 in the median or closer to the median, and then working on the outside structure. And this is how it will be done. The phase two, at the end of the phase two, the entire structures will, both structures will be done. Also, as a part of this project work, this is what we typically do in our metro area. There's a lot of nice aesthetics. And this also went through a lot of discussion between ADOT, roadside group, and City of Buckeye, and to get a consensus, what's the proper or what's the best aesthetics for the city, because these are the brand new TIs, and city told us they want to treat them as a gateway to the city. So a lot of discussion, but in the end, we came up with a really good plan. And this is the outcome of that, where we are going to have rustication on the sound wall, as well as on retaining wall and the wing walls. And this is how the rustication will look on the pier column and on the slope paving. The theme here mimics what Buckeye wants. At Miller Road, there is a park to the north, so Buckeye wanted to have something of that nature. And after the discussions, this is what came out as an agreement. Thank you. This is the quick presentation. I don't want to go too long because of the limited time, but thank you again for allowing me to present this project.
Any questions for Madhav?
Hey, Madhav, this is Elijah Williams. Hey, if I saw your typical section correctly earlier on there, it looked like it was being planned for I-10 to have 15-foot wide lanes. Did I see that correctly? And if I did, can you explain how that decision was reached?
No, the lanes we have are 12-foot lanes. We are
Okay.
not changing the alignment of I-10. The alignment stays the same, and the widening will be done in the median, and all lanes will be 12-foot lanes.
I must have not seen that correctly.
Hey, Madhav, can you hear me?
Yes.
This is Bill Sloan. I'm going to be one of the REs on the project you guys just designed. And one of the questions I had is the plowing method. I, seen it done when I was in North Dakota, and they have just a lot of what I call potato dirt out there and no cobbles or rocks. Is plowing, have they done it successfully through, the Arizona soil without any issues as far as you know?
Bill, I have not done plowing as well. This is fairly new, but for this type of project where the dirt out there is not potato dirt, but pretty sandy, silty. So we did look into that, what you are bringing up, and we determined that plowing should work fine for that type of soil conditions.
Okay.
I'm not off the Scott Sales. I saw the incentives and disincentives there, the penalties. And I saw it looked like it was for a full day. Was there anything broken down further for like 15-minute increments, or is it just the day penalty and then for those?
Yeah, so for this presentation, I put the table only for the extended day duration closures. We do have short-term closures at RAMs, and that's where the 15 minutes apply, which is typical on all jobs. So, but for the 40-day and 50-day, there is no partial. And our spec clearly provides that direction when contractor will qualify for those incentives.
Okay, great, thanks.
Mr. Boshin, you've been patiently waiting with your hand raised.
Hey, what's up with that? Why do I do that? Anyway, going back to Elijah's question, the 15-foot is on Miller and Watson, Elijah. It's not on I-10. So that is the typical section. So that is correct for the crossroads. And then back to Bill's question, I don't know, and correct me if I'm wrong, Madhav, but did we specify how to trench? Because you could do micro trenching. Did we really say that you had to plow it, or could we allow micro trenching for the duct?
Yeah, so we, based on my understanding, talking to Tismo, micro trenching, the way we are going to do on I-17, it's in the shoulder. Here, we have a lot of room. So most of the plowing, and we do not have any environmental challenges where we cannot plow. So since plowing is more efficient and cost effective, and we had some room beyond our shoulder, here we are not doing micro trenching for those reasons. We are doing plowing.
So Bill, on the project on I-10 that we did towards, oh man, I can't think, Picacho, we did do plowing. So we have had success doing it in the past.
Okay, well, that'll be nice. That should go quick because I think we're putting in 10 miles of this conduit.
And just one comment on Elijah's earlier question, the 15, I didn't get it. I thought you were talking about I-10. So DDI, I'm not a DDI expert, but I learned a lot working on this project since we do not have too many DDIs. Usually on DDIs, because of the lane configuration, the lanes tend to be a little wider. That's what we, so whatever lane width we have, that's suitable for the operation of the DDI.
Yeah, and other reason, Madhav, was also that there are quite a bit of truck operations here at both TIs. The Lowe's is right next at the Miller Road, and there is a Walmart distribution center on the south of Watson Road. So there is a lot of truck traffic, and because of the DDI geometry and in a sharp, smaller radiuses, we needed that extra lane width to be able to make sure that the truck traffic can use.
Anything else? All right, thank you, Mata. You know, in the past few months, I've been showing a bit of history of the consultant community. And the last time we met, I showed a coffee mug from Greiner Engineering, who became URS over 25 years ago, which kind of surprised me. And I don't know, some of you guys who remember when that happened, I'm sorry that you're aging the way you are. Well, today I've got, I don't know if you can read this. It's, can you read that? I see 60 on my screen. It's Carter Burgess, and it happens to be their 60th anniversary cup. It says 1939 to 1999. I was just thinking in 1999, Stanley was 86 years old. So we lasted longer than some of the big ones. Jacobs bought Carter Burgess in 2007, which was not quite as far back as the URS purchase of Greiner. But I think that's it for me. Justin, any comments?
Yes. Rest assured, Amerigo and I are trying to figure out what we too can do for Way Back Wednesday when we have the ADOT meeting. So we'll have the summer to figure that out, of course. So before we adjourn and then see each other again in September for this meeting, just a quick reminder that we do have Roads and Streets happening October 6th through 8th at the El Conquistador. We have rooms available, however, they are going fast. So if you do require assistance with rooming, we are happy to assist you here at ACEC Arizona. We will also be having our Par Wars golf tournament on the morning of Wednesday, October 6th. That is now live on our website if you're interested in seeing what that has to offer. We are holding that tournament at the La Paloma Country Club, so fancy. And it should definitely be a lot of fun, as our golf tournaments typically are. The last thing I wanted to mention is that our portal for the Engineering Excellence Awards will be opening here shortly. We want to make sure everybody had plenty of time to submit those really great projects. It will close August 27th. August 27th will be the closing date. And then the award ceremony will be held at Desert Botanical Gardens on October 16th. So that's all the news that's fit to print for today. If you have any questions, Amerigo and I will definitely be here. Our offices are not going to be closed over the summer. So if you're bored and just want to stop on by, or if you have any questions or just need to get out of your home or office, please feel free to stop in. So with that, have a wonderful summer, you guys. We look forward to seeing you in person or virtually, whatever your preference may be, when we return in September. Thank you.
All right. Yes. Be safe this summer and enjoy it.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.